Hey, that's my escape pod. Who are you?
I'm the bearded lady. Who are you? One of the freaks?
Hey, come back. That's my pod. No, come back. And listen to this episode of the Retro Rewind podcast.
Retro systems online. Reflux capacitor fluxing. Scanning movie space-time for Spaceballs, 1987. Rewinding in 3, 2, 1.
Welcome, Rewinders and new listeners, to the Retro Rewind podcast, where we take a fresh look at movies and games from 15 or more years ago. I am your captain of the pod, Francisco Ruiz, and I'm joined by your excellent mind, PaulJPowers.com Powers.
That's quite the name. But hello, my baby. Hello, my darling. Hello, my
Ragtime gal.
Yes.
Oh, my.
All you ragtime gals out there.
Indeed. Also, for this discussion of the film Spaceballs, we welcome back aboard ship's event coordinator, Suzanne Sabo. Hey, Suzanne.
Hey, how are you guys?
Doing well.
Super great.
Glad you're here to coordinate this event of Spaceballs. And
is there anything I can organize? Any kind of party? I mean, are we gonna have a party on board? Before we blast off.
Yes. Can you organize one with in the pod? We have a zoo, and a 3-ring circus. So can you merge the two so that the zoo animals do something in the circus?
Yes, absolutely.
Fantastic.
I can do that.
Miracle worker. Awesome. And in addition,
make sure they wear their Spaceball helmets.
I'll make sure that everyone has their Spaceball popcorn and their Spaceball mocktails.
In addition, to Suzanne, we also have back aboard ship's scouter, Jason Zabo. Hey, Zabe, how you doing?
Hi, how's it going, guys?
Oh my God.
I did the fatal flaw on an audio podcast to do a visual gag of the Spaceballs salute. But hi, guys, how's it going?
Well, we do release these as video on firejoystudios.com, so people can watch them there get the full video experience. But glad you're here, Zabe. And
so happy to be back. Thanks for having us.
Of course. So glad you're back. And finally, we are so glad to have back aboard ship's archivist, Nathan Marchand. Hey, Nathan.
Hello, Retro Rewind listeners. And with me today, I'm not here alone, is my intrepid producer, Jimmy from NASA, because of what we're talking about, because he has Star Wars connections. That's all I'll say.
I think we're covering Spaceballs, but okay.
And what do we got on this thing? A Cuisinart?
Exactly. And
yes.
But now that you have a quick flyby of who we are, Paul, can you give us a quick overview of the production specs for Spaceballs?
Absolutely. Spaceballs, the animated series, was released June 4th, 2008 on G4 in the US and on Super Channel in Canada.
Paul.
Whoa.
What?
We're covering the movie Spaceballs.
We already covered the movie.
Yeah, but mean? Jared corrupted the archives of this.
It's one of those episodes?
Yes.
That should have been brought to my attention yesterday.
All right, fine. I'll go back. All right. Where are we? Spaceballs, the movie.
I mean,
The Search for More Money, the second one that hasn't come out yet.
We have a time
machine.
This does not fit the purview of this podcast.
Very good. All right. Spaceballs was released June 24th, 1987, runs an hour and 36 minutes, and is rated PG. It was directed by Mel Brooks and written by Mel Brooks, also with the help of Thomas Meehan. Ronnie Graham helped as well, with lead stars being Mel Brooks, along with John Candy, Rick Moranis, and Bill Pullman as Lone Star, with the music composed by John Morris. Wasn't he a cigarette guy?
That's Philip Morris.
Oh, thank you. I knew that was something. And you ready for the box office trivia?
I think I'm ready. Nathan, Suzanne, and Zabe, are you all ready?
Yes.
Yes.
Definitely.
Awesome. And anyone here in chat, Geek Devotions, if you're still hanging around, Ashley, D. Tungsten, any of you are welcome to join as well. Go for it, Paul.
All right. Spaceballs, the movie, was made for about $23 million and earned around $38 million at the box office.
Not too bad.
Given this fact, how high in the box office do you think it ranks among the movies released theatrically in 1987? We'll go for the top 50.
Top 50. All right. Nathan, what is your guess?
What was its box office again?
It raked in $38 million.
38 million, 1987?
1987, June, summer movie.
June. I'm trying to remember what else came out in 1987. That would be important here. Because I know it's the obvious answer, 42.
Oh,
42?
nice. Sorry, Bobo. He took your 42 answer.
Haha, take that, Bobo.
B. Greer in chat says 40. Suzanne, what's your guess?
I am going to guess 11.
11. Bobo, Sway Knight, guesses 5 since the 42 was taken. Zabe, what is your guess?
So on a production budget of, you said 20 something million, and made
23 million, yes.
and only made 38.
Yes.
Correct.
That's a bust. That's a bomb. It didn't even make his money back then.
Well,
Because of
until the
marketing
video
and stuff.
rentals came out.
Yeah, I imagine.
Sure,
video
but
rentals
even
were-
so, like
Yeah.
its theatrical run, it means we all loved it so much more on cable and VHS rentals than actually in the theater. So I'm gonna go.
So
with,
you're rating this tragic. Interesting. We're not to that section yet, but
it's a box office tragedy. I know that.
no. But what's your actual
I'm going
rating?
to honor the great Magic Johnson. I'm going to go with 32.
32.
Nice.
All right. Nice. All right. That's all from chat. And for me, I don't know. My heart wants to rate high.
Number
But
one.
my mind
Number
that wants to win
No.
wants to rate low. I'm gonna go with my age of 22.
It's amazing how your age changes every time.
Well, we all grow up. I mean, we have to. Geez, come on, Paul.
Okay. Great.
Okay, where did
So-
it actually end up, Paul?
According to the-numbers.com, it came in exactly 30.
30. Okay,
Oh.
so I think that means Zabe wins this time.
Yay,
job,
good
Zabe.
job.
That's the first time I've ever won this.
Whoa! I'll be sure to mail your what's it? A bird
No
of prey.
Do I get a
that's-
certificate?
No, you get a snot in the shape of bird of prey.
Oh,
Oh, so you're the one who got that.
That's inside joke.
Deep cut.
Go listen to Who Will Save Generation X podcast for more of that.
by the way, just for perspective, the top grossing movie in 1987, I just looked it up, had $168 million.
Wowza, well done. But we're not talking about that movie. We are.
Wait. You can't throw out stats like that and not say what the number one movie was. Sorry.
3 Men
On
and a
behalf of
Baby.
everyone listening right now, let me
3
just
Men
speak
and a
up and announce.
Baby.
3 Men
Oh.
and a Baby, huh?
Is that
guess.
another
I'm looking,
episode
at
that
I'm looking at the top 10 from 87. I think I've only seen maybe half of them.
is 3 Men and a Baby another episode that Jared demolished? That we have to re-review?
I actually don't think so, but let me look real quick.
All right.
Uh-oh.
3 Men. No, episode 63. 3 Men and a Baby. We have
It's
covered
still
it.
safe.
It's
Okay,
still safe.
so
yes.
check that episode out.
Indeed. But we're not talking about 3 Men and a Baby. We want to thank Paul for these factoids about Spaceballs.
You're welcome.
And let's see if any of them factor into our memory mind meld or subsequent roundtable discussion, which we'll get into once Alice has located our target film.
Alert. Target located. Spoilers incoming. Establishing analysis vector.
Now the greatest special effects movie ever made. Spaceballs. With strange aliens.
Sheets of a hot.
Magical powers.
How'd you do that? Oh, wow!
And amazing creatures.
Watch where you're sticking that thing.
Mel Brooks, John Candy,
Funny.
and Rick Moranis. Spaceballs, rated PG. Now playing. Check newspapers for a theater near you.
Yes, check listings for a theater near you so you can go see The Centurions. Da, 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 da. I'm like 99% sure that's the same voiceover for the Centurions intro, but
I recognize it as well, Francisco.
Oh, okay.
Not necessarily from that, but it sounded definitely like some animated.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. But animated or not, let's see how animated our memories were from watching that trailer as we combine all our memories together for our memory and mind meld synopsis of Spaceballs. Spaceball 1, the universe's longest non-star destroyer of all time, takes an entire eternity to fly across the screen and refuses to break for anyone. Meanwhile, spoiled Barbie Princess Vespa doesn't want to marry Jim J. Bullock, so she pulls a runaway bride with robot Joanne Rivers and is kidnapped by Keymaster Wayne Selinsky. Suddenly Seymour and his annoying clan of bobblehead idiots break every fourth wall so hard, even Deadpool felt it across the multiverse and hold the princess for ransom. So the king of Smells Like Nirvana hires the king of New York and the Polka king of the Midwest to rescue her because Pizza is going to send out for him. Is Polka King of the Midwest Home Alone?
Yes.
Okay. Winnebago crashes on a not Tatooine and learns to use the Schwartz, but not Schwarzenegger, and its merchandising potential from everyone's favorite marketable guru, yogurt. Once airborne, they see the idiot's spaceship isn't a ship; it's a transformer. In the end, the heroes save a Druish planet from a Mega May that really sucks. The Spaceballs crash on the planet of the apes, and the princess marries the president of the United States. Bye-bye, Virgin Alarm. Whoa. Wow. I think that was completely right. No. In fact, there was some of those things that were decepted. But based on those memories, as flawed as they were, what rating did they lead you to predict for Spaceballs before you rewatched it? Classic, nostalgic, or tragic? And when do you remember first seeing this film? Let's begin with Suzanne this time.
I rated it nostalgic.
Your prediction is nostalgic.
My prediction.
Yeah, okay.
My prediction was nostalgic.
Nostalgic. And when do you remember first seeing this, Suzanne?
I was already kind of a bit of an older teenager, so I want to say maybe 15.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah. So I did not see it in the theater. I saw it on VHS, apparently, like everyone else.
Yeah.
Hey, even the movie knew that was going to happen.
Pretty much.
Even the movie. So I followed suit and saw it on VHS.
Nice.
Just like the folks in the film.
Zabe, when did you see this on VHS, or when did you first see it, and what was your prediction?
My prediction, I'm not going to say pain. My prediction was definitely classic. 100%. Okay. Mel Brooks made this movie for me. I was the the
target
perfect
audience,
target demo for this at 14 years old.
Yeah,
I saw this in the theater.
Nice.
Really
And Nathan, how about you?
I was 17 years old and started a bizarre tradition with this movie until this time, which is apparently I only watch Spaceballs when I'm dealing with trauma. In this case, the first time was after I was bedridden thanks to a traumatic eye injury, which is a whole story unto itself. And my best friend at the time, not you. Yeah. Anyway, brought it over and showed it to me.
Very nice. So, I'm curious what your prediction is.
Is this a comfort movie or is this a trauma triggering movie?
It's a comfort movie, but weirdly enough, this was the first time I watched this movie when not dealing with trauma.
So far. Congratulations.
Yes. So, what's your prediction for it, Nathan?
Classic.
Okay.
Because it's Mel Brooks.
Yeah.
Come on. Mel Brooks is 99 years old and he's still funnier than 99% of Hollywood.
I believe it.
Yeah. How about you, Paul?
Sounds about
what was
right.
your prediction when did you first see this?
I first saw this in the theaters. Loved it. I've seen it several times since then. I remember when we reviewed it for the podcast before Jared destroyed that episode, not enjoying it as much as I had hoped.
Oh, okay.
But I was optimistic, and I predicted that I would overcome that, and I predicted classic.
Classic, okay. For me,
I need to hear about the lore of Jared and how he ruins things.
There's episodes and episodes.
Yes,
and
go
episodes
listen to our
full.
ship's logs on the podcast, and all will become clear. But for me, I predicted classic, and when I first saw this, it was probably one of those free HBO or on cable or something. We may have rented it. I don't exactly know, but I certainly remember. I don't remember seeing it in the theater. It was at home. But I'm pretty sure we had either recorded off the TV copy or something, because I remember watching this lots and lots. But it'll be interesting to see if those predictions come true. But first, let's get into the things we liked most about Spaceballs. I'll spin up our
Best bits.
All right, our best bits, and we're going to go with just one like and then our classic makers. So what is one thing you liked about this film? Let's start with Zabe this time.
I am a sucker for the running gag.
Yes.
And the longer the gag goes and the more consistent it is, the funnier it is, and the more I love it. Even things that aren't inherently funny become funny once you reference it enough. So I just love the whole concept of Spaceballs, the fill in the blank. Even today, whenever I hear it in any kind of context, it still makes me laugh and it's still enjoyable. And what I love about it specifically in this movie is how often they just kind of slip it in casually, like just kind of in the peripherals of the movie and the shot and the whatever scene it's on. I just love it so much, and it just makes me happy. And I love referencing Spaceballs, the fill in the blank, in my everyday life. Like I got my Spaceballs, the Pepsi or the Coke can. You know what I'm saying? Just like whatever,
Spaceballs,
it still
the
works.
T-shirt.
Right, exactly right.
That is an actual product, by the way. Spaceballs, the shirt.
But it's funny when you say Spaceballs, the blank, and it's some totally. You wouldn't be merchandised.
Let's go to Suzanne next. Was there any sort of running gags in Spaceballs something that made your like list, or was there something else you enjoyed?
I really love the fact that we got a super fun cameo from Michael Winslow.
Oh,
I love that. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And I have no idea. It's still to this
the
day,
sound effects.
The radar.
Oh,
he was the radar technician. But I to this day, I still have no idea how he does what he does with like only his mouth, and like that's amazing to me. So whenever he shows up in things, I feel like we've not seen him in enough stuff. But this was one moment where I saw him outside of Police Academy, and I was so excited. So I love his little cameo. I love his little section. I'm so glad they put him in.
Yeah, I agree. He is underutilized as an actor in general. Yeah, I agree.
Speaking of cameos, I swear the robot was Bill Murray, but I could not find any confirmation.
The dot matrix?
No, the robot with Pizza the Hut.
Oh no, that was
it didn't sound like Bill Murray to me, and didn't look like him. But Nathan, what was something you did like that was in the movie?
That was actually in the movie. There's so much to pick from. I don't know. I'm not sure what to do.
If only you knew ahead.
All right. Here's what I'm going to do. I almost want to pick this as my classic maker, but the scene where they watch the movie while watching the movie is Inception levels of fourth wall breaking.
Yeah.
I forgot I forgot how absolutely crazy that scene gets. And not only is it breaking the fourth wall, not only is it referencing physical media. Not only is it referencing how releasing the VHS, and like we were joking about that earlier about how this got popular on VHS, like it's referencing so many things, and then we get this who's on first style debate between Dark Helmet and Colonel Sanders because he's chicken.
What's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken?
Yeah, right there. But yes. And then there's talking about, no, we're watching now, but is it then? No, it's now. But then we'll be in the future. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, you are breaking the fourth wall so hard, it's hurting Deadpool. That is how much fourth wall breakage we are getting in this scene. It honestly is probably my favorite scene in the entire movie, just because of that exists on a whole other level of meta.
Yeah, it's a great
I don't think any other movie has achieved something like that, and let alone executed it this well.
Not this well. No.
How did they even do it? Like, because you can see there's like an infinite number of screens behind. How did they do? They were like recording and then also feeding the recording to a monitor.
Yes. That's exactly how they did it.
Which is hilarious. I just love it.
And I love the fact that the bad guys figure something out. They get a plot point by skipping ahead in the movie. And the weird thing is it still doesn't feel like a cheat.
Well, what is a cheat is that Mel Brooks kind of revisits this in Robin Hood Men in Tights, where they break out the script to find out what happens. So it's very similar, but it's again done really well that you don't even realize it's the same joke. It's done in a different way.
So what you guys did,
I adore that scene.
What you guys didn't realize is while you were talking about that, I was trying to emulate this whole like windows upon windows. It didn't quite work like I was wanting, so you have to go see the video if you want to see how that ended up working. But let's go to Paul. What would
I'll tell you what I like was the cast in this. Just a stellar cast, almost all around. But speaking of cameos, I could not believe they got John Hurt to reprise his role in this classic scene.
Oh no. Not again.
Exactly.
John Hurt parodying himself.
Oh my gosh, Paul. That's not how that song goes. How dare you?
But the cast was great. It's so much fun to watch these actors play these roles. John Candy and
they are all so perfect, not only for these characters, but they bounce off each other so well.
Yeah. That's true, yeah.
Their comedic chemistry is just perfection.
And going along with that is my like, which is and this is just really one scene, but I think it encapsulates especially the how a joke has several levels to it. So the scene I'm talking about is they're in the desert, they're walking, they're carrying the luggage, and Lone Star and Barf are like, okay, no, let's put this down. This big one that they're carrying. I'm like, what's in this thing? And they pick it up as this huge hair dryer. And, what is this? It's my industrial strength hair dryer. And I can't live without it. And just this whole interchange between Vespa and Lone Star is great. And then after all that was fantastic, very comedic, loved it. And then the kicker is they leave the hair dryer and then they pick up the empty suitcase and continue to carry it. And I thought that was just so funny. And I enjoy that every time.
Now, did you catch, because I didn't catch this before, but on this watch, I catched what was in the fire at night?
The luggage. Yeah.
It was the luggage.
But they still have plenty of other luggage. So, I mean, but
it's a good thing they carried it because they had more.
I suppose. But
so in a movie full of nonsense, this one thing makes perfect sense. Is what you're saying? Like, this is the one thing that makes perfect sense is why they would take the luggage so they could burn it to make firewood, because there's no firewood in the desert.
Yeah. This is nonsense that makes sense.
Right.
I feel like you guys are trampling over my like, but okay, let's continue to classic makers. How about that?
We're just practicing for your tragic.
How dare you, Paul? Paul, why don't you give us your classic maker?
My classic maker is the humor. We've all been talking about certain things, but just in general is the humor all around. I think is great. There's a lot of funny lines as we've mentioned before, but I'm also a fan of slapstick, like Dark Helmet falling over, running into the camera, or like getting his helmet stuck in the door.
Yes.
But I'm also a fan of the fourth wall breaking. So I enjoy the humor. I think the best thing about this film is the humor.
Gotcha. Well, that's fortunate, being a comedy and all.
Right. Your favorite part about this movie is that it's funny?
Yeah.
That's your classic maker? Okay, all right. Just want to make sure.
Yes.
Zabe, what?
Good one, Paul. I agree.
Yeah.
Hey, Paul stole my classic
Oh,
maker.
geez, Paul, why you gotta do that? Jeez. So
I mean, it's the best thing. What are you going to do?
You're not
Well,
wrong.
and I'm going to be honest with you, Paul. I think this movie's funnier now than it was back then, because look at it, the primary source of what it's the primary source material it's parodying. When I was watching it this time, I'm like, the jokes at this hit even harder now. Mel Brooks was onto something back then, and it's only just exploded even more in the last.
I think because the
years.
sci-fi has become more ingrained in our culture more, so we recognize it more. Maybe.
Yeah, well, it's that and the merchandising and like all the kind of meta but not fourth wall breaking things that he was doing. It's like, this is even funnier now.
Were you want to say something?
I got a hot take.
Yeah.
I got a hot take.
Go for it.
I wrote down in my notes, Spaceballs is a better sequel to Star Wars than The Last Jedi ever was.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep.
Just for the main reason of Lone Star got more training than Rey ever did.
Right?
What I can't figure out is if Lone Star is supposed to be Luke Skywalker or Han Solo, and the only answer I could come up with is yes.
Yeah, both. Exactly. I will say it's funny how this, I think people might say, I think this is a bit of an overreach, but might say this is a better Star Wars movie than Star Wars movies. But people say the same sort of thing about Galaxy Quest, like it's a better Star Trek movie than a lot of Star Trek movies. So,
well, there may not be wrong.
Well, the thing is
again, we say to both, yes.
The thing is, Galaxy Quest is very much Star Trek, whereas Spaceballs is 90% Star Wars.
Sure.
And then the other 10% is a smattering of other things.
Yeah.
Because there's a scene that's Planet of the Apes. There's some Star Trek jokes here. Some of my actually another one of my favorite jokes is the whole Vulcan nerve pitch thing. It's like, no, it's too high. Got to come down here. It's just down he goes. And a little bit of, and we have one scene for Alien.
Yep. Zabe, so did I hear right that the comedy of this was your classic maker, or did I mishear you there?
No, I was making fun of Paul J.
Oh, okay. Then what is your actual classic maker, Zabe?
My actual classic maker is the scene in the diner. That is the best scene in the movie, in my opinion. To your point, Nathan, it kind of takes a break from the Star Wars parody. It hits a whole other thing, which makes it a little bit more unexpected.
Yeah,
and makes it a little bit more. It hits a little bit harder, but just that they throw in the little musical number, and now they're parodying Warner Brothers all of a sudden.
Yeah, Michigan J. Frog comes out.
Out of nowhere.
Hello, baby. Hello, honey.
Yeah, and it's just got the fingerprints of Mel Brooks all over it. You know, like
absolutely.
all the to your point, honestly, Paul.
Check, please.
Yeah, and it ends it punctuates it just so perfectly.
Yeah, but
all the humor in it, you can just hear it coming out of Mel Brooks' mouth. You know, like all the jokes that he gives all the actors in the movie. There's not a lot of movies that have a signature quite like that.
Yeah,
that's made. You know, there's no other very little comedy except for maybe like the Zucker Brother movies. And I kind of like marry Mel Brooks type style of humor with the Naked Gun and airplane type humor.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
And sorry, Francisco. And the third on this holy trinity of comedy has got to be it is Monty Python.
Wilhelm.
Yes. All three of those are.
That's not the Wilhelm stream. I need him kicked off this pod.
I'm the
Wilhelm
away team.
scream was in
That's what
this
I do on this
movie.
podcast. I get put away.
No, the Wilhelm scream was in this movie.
Yes.
That made my day. I forgot about that.
Yes.
So all three of these are they come at the comedy from different angles, but they're all just absurdists and silly.
Oh, poor Francis's face right now.
But as a 14-year-old boy watching this is the kind of stuff that forms the sense of humor of this generation. This type of humor. So, and it carries over, and I feel like no one could do it anymore quite like they could back then. Maybe that's the nostalgic feelings that I have, but prove me wrong. What's a funnier movie than Spaceballs that's come out in the 2000s?
In the 2000s, I was going to say I can point to some other Mel Brooks movies that can definitely compete with this.
Yeah.
And a few of the Zucker Brothers movies, because those they had similar sort of humor.
Well, it's all absurd and silly, and you just kind of got to go with it. We'll save the. Just to talk about the classic makers, Suzanne and I were talking about how difficult it is to find fault in this movie. I know we're not on the tragic maker part yet, but because they're so silly. It's you just kind of got to laugh at everything.
You can't take anything seriously.
Yeah.
Except the things I did. Suzanne, what's your classic maker for Spaceballs?
So if you take what Paul said and take what Zabe said and smash them together, then you kind of land where I am. So I'm just sort of echoing a lot of what they have said. But I will put a name to it, and I will say my classic maker is Mel Brooks.
There you go.
That's
unlike
nice.
Unlike 14-year-old boy sense of humor, which I did not have at 14 and 15,
fair.
I was not super into slapstick in the same way. Like Monty Python, I didn't enjoy until I was older and actually could read subtitles. And
that makes sense.
I think Monty Python's, well, not all of it, but
it has intellectual humor that you can understand and appreciate later. Yeah.
Exactly, in the dialogue. And so I appreciated that. With the exception of a handful of Zucker Brothers movies, I did not appreciate their slapstick humor either. And so that's why it's so amazing and endearing that I loved Spaceballs. Absolutely loved it. Like first watch, thought it was super funny. And Blazing Saddles and some of his others, like less so, but I still appreciate them. But this one, like, I feel like he nailed it. And maybe it has to do with the fact that it's based in sci-fi and Star Wars, which I loved at the time as a kid.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I just want to take a moment to really appreciate a lot of the things and echo a lot of things that you've already said. I love the hilariousness of incorporating anything from Jewish culture, anything of a Jewish stereotype, we're going to like inject in to the most surprising moment, like
because Mel Brooks is Jewish.
And like, so while Lisa and I were watching it, we both essentially said like, okay, the only reason that the planet is called Druidia is so that they could make that joke.
Yes.
Right.
Like, that's the only reason.
And what's brilliant about it is
because Jewish princesses are often attracted to money and power, and I have both, and you know it.
Well, what's brilliant about it is you think the joke he's going for is because it sounds like druid.
Oh no, I thought it was because it sounds like Jewish. But
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that's why it's really
like
dumb. But when you just first
right?
hear Druidia, it's like, oh, druid, and then they start making the druid jokes.
So it was really great to appreciate a Mel Brooks film and to see that he just jam packs it full of all the comedy that you expect. And like Dave said, all the comedy that you don't. And that's what I love. That's my favorite kind of comedy is surprising.
Yeah.
I love intellectual comedy, but I love it when you're going along and then all of a sudden it slaps you on the face with a fish and you're just like, oh my gosh, I love it to death. So
awesome.
yeah, I'll take the fish
Roy
slap
is triggered.
any day.
Nathan,
and I love it. I love it too. My favorite scene is also the diner scene.
Okay, very cool.
Just because, again, you don't expect it. You don't see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
Expect the little baby alien to put on a little straw hat and a cane. And
It's just, it's weird because it's so out of left field, but it's so out of left field, but it works really well. I am curious though, Nathan, what worked so well for you? What's your classic maker?
I went back and forth a little bit, and as weird as this is going to sound, I know, par for the course for me. Yeah. But this time around, I realized something about this movie. And probably, well, I don't know about if you could apply this to all of Mel Brooks's movies, because was very good at parody. I mean, we're talking, this is going all the way back to the 60s when he was one of the staff writers on Get Smart, okay? Mm-hmm. He is very well practiced at this. But I think what makes his parodies work as well as do, I really saw it this time around watching this, is that unlike parody movies that we saw in the late 90s with things like Scary Movie and all the weirdo things that got spawned off of that, epic movie, superhero movie, whatever, this is able to exist in its own little world that is not so married to Star Wars or its source material that if you separated it from that, the whole thing falls apart and it can't stand on its own. This is an actual universe with its own rules, clearly inspired by certain things.
Sure.
But they are able to exist on their own. Lone Star, I was making the joke earlier, Lone Star is equal parts Luke Skywalker and Han Solo, but just because he's fit into that archetype doesn't mean he's not his own character. He is Lone Star. Barf is clearly meant to be Chewbacca, but Barf is his own character.
Right.
He's not. He's obviously inspired by Chewbacca, but he's able to be his own character. Dark Helmet, obviously inspired by Darth Vader, but he is his own character. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So it's more like there's just enough either characterization or visual indications of where they're coming from with the character, but then they just make the character its own character. And I love that about this. So that way we can look at this and yes, it's a Star Wars parody, but it can exist on its own. We can talk about, we want to see a Spaceballs parody. a Spaceballs sequel because we like Spaceballs. I would be curious to find out if people who have not seen Star Wars or are less familiar with Star Wars can watch this and still think it's funny. That would be interesting. But the thing is, Star Wars, especially back in the 80s, was so ubiquitous in terms of pop culture, that would be hard to do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But because that's what makes comedy work for the largest amount of people.
If you have a frame of reference.
Experience.
Yeah. Right. Awesome. Thank you, Nathan. And now that leaves just me for my classic maker. And that's, pretty much you guys all touched on it, the humor. I'll zero in on one aspect, and I just really loved all the nods to the audience, breaking the fourth walls. Those were always fun, especially at the beginning where they're doing the exposition about what Spaceballs is doing to get the air, and Dark Helmet looks at the audience. Everybody got that? And it's just I just love those moments so much. And in the comedy, I think can work really well. So that was
it just shows that the plot and story of the movie totally secondary. It doesn't really matter, right? It's just a vehicle for telling jokes. It matters
as long as there's a consistent story. No, this is very much a hero's journey story where it goes from one point to another and doesn't have just skits loosely tied together making for an unmovie. It's not like that.
I was going to say, okay.
You chuckle because it's true,
I will give you that much, Francisco. I love Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
And you can get out too, Nathan.
But even I acknowledge it. It's a very thin plot to string together the comedy bits.
It's an unmovie. Yes, I'm glad you agree with me. Fantastic. I need more people for my cause. All right. But
wait, are you saying that Spaceballs is more of a hero's journey than the Arthian tale for the Holy Grail?
it's not an Arthian tale. Excalibur
totally
is an
is.
Arthian tale. That is not. It
totally is. They're looking for the freaking
much
Holy
like
Grail.
a zombie is no longer a human. It just kind of looks like it and walks around in a somewhat human way. That's why I call My Path and the Holy Grail an unmovie, because it pretends to be a movie, has the some of the trappings of a movie, but it's not actually a movie.
Hey, excuse me, princess.
I've seen movies, Bobo. How dare you? Anyway, there's one more thing I like, guys, that I totally forgot about. You know,
what is that?
I know. I'm sure you can't believe it, and that would
No,
be
I can't. What is it?
the Cellcast.
Oh, really?
The Cellcast, hosted by Jacob and Drew, review animated movies and TV shows, discussing what they appreciate about the medium in whatever form it takes. Whether it's traditional hand-drawn animated movie, claymation shorts, or 3D CGI series, check out some animated reviews when you subscribe to the Cellcast at thecellcast.podbean.com. And don't forget, Cell is spelled with a single L, a C, and a single L at thecellcast.podbean.com.
Wait, Francisco. You told me we're not reviewing the animated series.
Yeah, but
So what does the Spaceballs have to do with the Cellcast?
So,
if we're not reviewing the animated
Nathan
series?
Marchand here is like the honorary third person on the Cellcast. So
That's true.
So
all right,
he's
I'll give
here.
you that.
Yeah, okay. No, Paul. I mean, you're right. There isn't really. It's not something I liked about Spaceballs, but
there are very animated characters.
that's true. How about some trivia though about Spaceballs, Paul? Would that appease you? All right. So, did you all realize the castle on planet Druidia is King Ludwig II's Neuschwanstein Castle in Bavaria, where they have all the cream pies. It has been modified by a matte painting with additional ramps and I think bridges and stuff. Neuschwanstein Castle. Neuschwanstein. Stein.
There you go. Think like Schwan, Stein. And I'm probably pronouncing it wrong.
It's been featured in many motion pictures and is the original inspiration for all the Disney theme park castles.
Yes.
So,
Chitty bang bang.
with that in mind, is there a real life castle that is or was, maybe you visited already, that is or was on your bucket list to visit someday? Let's begin with Suzanne.
I actually have two. Number one, the Magic Castle. And we were talking about comedy, right? I would love to visit the Magic Castle. Not really a castle, but I want to go there.
Wait. Time out.
What? Do you not know what the Magic Castle is?
Isn't that a place in Hollywood where all the magicians go? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
It's awesome.
Oftentimes,
I've never been there.
Jason was invited. I was not.
Oh, good job, sir.
Sadness.
Yeah, I know. So I'd love to go there. But really, what I would love to see, I don't know if you could call it exactly a castle, but it has turrets, so that counts. I would love to go to Highclere, which is where they filmed Downton Abbey.
Oh,
okay.
Cool.
So you know the house Highclere, that's its real name.
Okay.
I would really love to go there. I'd love to see it, or anything in any Jane Austen movie ever. So
Fair.
yeah, like Heatherly, which was Chatsworth. So
sounds like someone needs to take a tour of England there. Yeah.
Nice. Very cool. Nathan, how about you?
Osaka Castle in Japan.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece of Japanese architecture, but it also has tremendous historical significance because I had to remind myself of this really quick while she was talking. Yeah, yell at me later, Jimmy. But it was the center of power for Japan, particularly during the feudal era when the country was being unified.
Which is why Godzilla knocked it down first, right?
Actually, I don't think it's been toppled by a kaiju.
Oh, interesting. It looks like there's
King
room.
Kong and Godzilla fight on top of it?
Actually, let me check.
At least on the VHS cover they did.
Oh, nope. Yeah, I take it back. Godzilla and Anguirus fought near the castle in Godzilla Raids Again. I forgot about that because that took place in Osaka.
Gotcha.
And it was in Gamera versus Barugon and in Ultraman. So there you go.
All right. Zabe,
I was wrong.
What's your Ultra answer for this?
I love the segues, Francisco.
I try my best.
I love them. No, I'm serious. I love them so much. I've been thinking about
Roy, best of segues.
After the show. I love them so much. Okay.
Thank you.
So I'm going to use my time here to not pick a new castle. Instead, I'm going to tell my story of the time I was in Bavaria and saw this castle.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so was in the castle, right? It's beautiful. Not in the castle. So there's like an observation like little area, right? So you can take the pictures of it from far away. And it's beautiful and it's enchanting even, you know. There's a reason why Disney modeled their castle after this castle, right? So, and I saw some German lady by herself and like taking pictures, and it's like back in the day, you know, you had like a for realsies camera.
Yeah.
And she's taking pictures of it, and I don't know, maybe I'm projecting, but I just kind of felt like, you know what? I bet she wants to have a picture of herself with this castle.
Oh, sure.
So
you can see, bitte.
Yeah. And I was with a friend who knew German, and he was teaching me how to count to 10 in German.
Okay.
Eins, zwei, drei, vier, fünf. Yes.
Right, exactly. So I'm like, okay, here's a chance for me to use the skills that I've accumulated on this trip to Germany, and I'm going to take a picture, and it's only polite to count to 3 before you take your picture. So I motion on the international hand signal for picture, and she gets there, and she's smiling, she's happy, having a good time. Okay, I'm going to count her down. Swine. So essentially, I said 1 pig, and then I took her picture. Bum, bum, bum,
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Exactly. That's pretty much how my life goes.
Did the picture come out?
I don't know, but the look on her face, she didn't understand, and I couldn't explain myself to her because I don't speak the language. And so I'm just some big ugly American coming in, calling people pigs and taking their picture.
Oh man! Well, is swine the word for pig in German?
Zwei, which sounds like swine. Zwei.
Close enough for my story, Francisco. Don't crap all over it.
I'm just saying she probably didn't know. She probably thought you were just being sweet. So I'm trying. I'm helping you out here, Dave. But there you have it. Very, very good. Though, Paul, I'm curious. How about you?
I won't bore you with my Neuschwanstein story that I've actually.
You were actually in the Norschwein.
Yeah, it's cold and drafty. I don't know how they survived the Middle Ages. Seriously. But it's cool that you were there, Zabe, too. I'm curious because I was there around late 80s, 89. Actually, I saw Spaceballs in Germany in the theater. That's
cool. Did you visit the castle before or after you saw Spaceballs? Where you're like, wait, I was just there.
I think
he's
after
talking about the theater in the castle.
Oh,
yeah,
wow,
Spaceballs in the castle.
Yeah,
wow, that's impressive.
While writing Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. Yeah, sure.
It was a drive-in.
Yeah.
Hey!
But I'm curious,
I would watch.
Around what year was that where you were there?
2002.
It was the 90s.
Oh, okay, that was way later.
I thought it was late 90s.
Okay,
I would watch any movie in a drive-in castle.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think you can say no to that.
I'll go to one that I thought I didn't know if it was a castle or not, but it was on my my bucket list is the Xavier's School for the Gifted, where they film that big like mansion house kind of thing. It has rivets. It kind of looks like that. So
it has rivets?
Well, you know, the little notches on top of the roof.
Okay. I know what you're talking about. I honestly don't know what they're called, if those are called turrets or not, but
yeah,
I don't think they're rivets.
They're rivets.
Though.
It's made of sheet metal with little bolts in it, and it has rivets along the side. Okay, but anyway, I happened to be up north visiting my wife's family up in British Columbia, Victoria, British Columbia up there, and I just happened to be talking to a local, and she says, "Oh, there's this place nearby that a lot of tourists like to visit," and it was actually that place. I think it's like a school, not Xavier's school, but it's an actual school, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, Nico, it's more like a fort, but it kind of this question kind of reminded me of that.
Okay.
So it was
Very
a surprise visit that I got to knock off my bucket list.
Very cool.
I mean, castles are fortified.
Sure. If they're good. Great trivia, Francisco.
Thank you, Paul. I appreciate that.
I'm just curious, do you have a quick castle special one that you would like to?
I mean, I would
Wiley's
consider
castle.
I would consider a castle, but I'd love to go to the Mont Saint Michel. I think I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. It's in France. It's this
Neuschwanstein.
It's this place where it's out in the sea, and like you have to wait for the tide to go before you get a land bridge forms. And
I
you go
was
out
thinking
to
about that. That one, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. My son actually brought it up, but I had never heard of it. He's like, "I want to go here, Dad." I'm like, "What is this?" And I looked up, like, "I want to go there too now."
It looks pretty amazing.
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah.
Just the idea that you might get caught. You're like, oh, sorry, I can't leave.
I can swim. I'm fine.
I have to stay and live here. Darn. Wait,
You know what? You know, would be another one. A fun one to visit would be Bron Castle, which is labeled Dracula's Castle.
Oh, in Transylvania.
He built it on top of a mountain,
Nice.
so he could see everything, and it would be almost impossible to invade.
Craziness.
So great trivia, Francisco.
Thank you, Paul.
And now that we've all had some trivial fun, let's find out what memories you, the Rad Rewinders, had about Spaceballs, the movie.
All right.
Where's your Schwartz? Where's your Schwartz?
Right here. Cleva says, prepare ship for light speed. No, light speed too slow. Light speed too slow. Yes, we're going to have to go right to ludicrous speed. Ludicrous speed? We've never gone that fast before. I don't think the ship can take it. What's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken. Prepare ship. Prepare ship.
All right, Francisco's going off what Jesse Cleva Vital
he
has said.
Started it.
Yes, but now you're just quoting the entire movie.
Well, yeah, I'm showing my stuff here. I'm hoping that they'll hire me for Spaceballs 2 because I'm so good at quoting Spaceballs.
All right, you hear that, Mel Brooks?
If Mel Brooks does not actually call it the search for more money, we riot.
I don't think he is. I think I haven't seen that in the title and the teaser or whatnot, but regardless, Cleva goes on to say, I'm calling it now. This will be a classic.
Kevin Joshua Burnham says something to do with space and balls.
Yeah, I think that's about right. Eric Purcell says, I'm a Mog, half man, half dog. I'm my own best friend. Okay, he just said I'm a Mog, but I'm going to quote the whole thing, okay?
I got some filler comments unless there's going to be a time for that later.
Yeah, do it now. Why not?
Do it now. Come on.
Does anybody? So when they're doing the merchandising bit with yogurt in the cave, and they show Spaceballs, the coloring book.
Yes.
Did anybody notice?
It's a Transformers.
Yeah, it's a Transformers.
It's not just a Transformer. It's Optimus Prime. Put some respect on his name. Okay.
And I think the lunchbox is also Transformers.
And because I was able to watch the 4K edition, I noticed that the Dink Dinks in the back were holding up little Dink Dinks, and they were Cabbage Patch Kids that were colored in and redressed.
Really? Oh my gosh, that's funny. Yeah, but I did notice that. I also noticed
Spaceballs, the Transformer.
I also noticed that in the that sort of it's not really a lightsaber battle, but Schwartz blade battle between Dark Helmet and Lone Star toward the end.
Schwartz is as big as mine.
After a Lone Star loses the ring and he's jumping around and stuff, you actually see the stunt double's face pretty clearly.
I noticed that.
Yeah, I'm like,
but they did the stunt double joke earlier, so maybe it was a little bit.
No, but you can directly pause it and see him turn around and face the camera.
Yeah,
and he's not even doing a stunt. He's just turning around and facing the camera. Yeah, that's so funny that you noticed that too. I noticed that. This time as well.
And I wasn't sure if I was just seeing some, but then I think me and Ashley were watching honest trailers for Spaceballs, and they pointed it out also.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
Oh, you cheater. I sometimes do that when I can't come up with enough dislikes. I'll go to there.
Oh, you watch Cinema you watch Cinema Sins for that too. One.
Celeste Morris says, Spaceballs, the podcast. Combing the desert, sir.
Do you hear me? Comb the
I
Desert.
love the puns in this movie so much.
Speaking of which, I don't think it comes up. Okay, so I gotta say this. This just happened. I went to a sci-fi convention last week, and guess who was there?
Tim Russ?
Mr. Tim Russ Tuvok himself.
Mm-hmm.
So, Zabe, you might appreciate this because as a Garbage Pail Kid lover, I have this. This isn't an official Garbage Pail.
Like
this is a custom-made Garbage Pail. It says that have you found anything yet? And it's not focusing on, but the name says we ain't found Chet is the name. And I had Tim Russ sign.
Oh, that's awesome.
Card.
That's awesome.
At the
That is
convention.
awesome.
So that was fun.
That's legit.
Yeah. All right.
Very, very cool.
On with the show. Where are we?
James Felix says, that makes this Spaceballs the podcast episode. Exactly.
Jeremy
Spaceballs, the podcast 2, the search for more Zabo?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Jeremy Shields says, saw it in theaters opening weekend up against the release of Snow White. My siblings and I and some friends had a ball.
Awesome.
A
Baseball.
Jeff Eames says, Pizza the Hut. Well, if it's in Lone Star and his sidekick, Puke. That's barf. Barf, puke, whatever. Where's my money? Don't worry,
Hey,
PC, you'll have it
Francisco.
by next week. Yes? Sorry?
Do you want to take this last one?
Oh, sure. David Bobke says, I keep getting carried away. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
David Bobke says, a great cast, including the brilliant Rick Moranis and the late John Candy. Great parody. Mel Brooks' brilliance. I wonder, though, what was worse than just plain yogurt to you? Good question, Bobo. And that leads us right into the things we didn't like about Spaceballs. Let's bring up our
Worst woes.
Yes, our worst woes about Spaceballs. And I'm going to kick things off, which is it's
Wrong song. Wrong effect. Sorry.
and I'm going to kick things off with yes. I thought it's so strange, and I always forget about it, so I don't expect it coming, but I always find it so strange every time I see it. Why doesn't Lone Star close his eyes when he's kissing Vespa at their wedding? It's so
I noticed
weird.
I noticed that too.
Oh, okay. So,
And then they pull away, and then they go in for closer, and he still has his eyes open.
It's like, why? Because when they're kissing almost in the desert, his eyes are closed. So it's
you
very
know why,
strange.
Francisco?
What?
Because she doesn't do it for him.
So that's my first dislike. Let's go with Suzanne next. What's something you didn't like about this film?
So it was very difficult, again, when something is funny, it's hard for me to pick it apart because I'm just enjoying myself so much. So I feel like I'm just getting nitpicky.
That's fine.
But I really like Jim J. Bullock, and I felt like he was underused.
Yes.
He's such a cool comedy guy, and they didn't he had 3 lines, and I don't know.
Who is this?
I love Jim J. Bullock. I even though Francisco has no idea, probably never watched Hollywood Squares or.
No, I didn't. So who is this guy?
Too close for comfort?
Yes.
Yeah.
Too close for comfort, man. No?
Yeah.
He's a comedian, beloved by me and a few others.
That's fantastic.
yeah,
Who was he in this movie?
He's
was
Prince
Prince
Valiant.
Valiant.
Oh,
Valiant in the movie.
okay. Thank you.
Oh,
So he's super funny, and he's just great to watch, and they barely used him. So.
I have to wonder if that's supposed to be a play off of Prince Valiant.
Yes,
yeah,
of
I'm
course.
sure.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yeah, and Valium's
is-
obviously it's an antidepressant, but it sounds
Right.
like a sci-fi character. name.
Yeah. I am curious. I didn't look this up. I'm curious if any of you just happen to know.
Look it up.
Was the person who was Prince Valium's dad, was that Bob Newhart? He kind of looks like Bob Newhart, but
No.
So I thought Bill Murray was in this movie, and you thought Bob Newhart was in this movie. I think we could call it even, sir.
all right, fair.
There's no way you have Bob Newhart in the movie and give him no lines.
That's true.
0% chance.
Well, they may have given him lines, but they cut it out later.
No.
You don't cut out Bob Newhart, man, friend.
I'm surprised you know who Bob Newhart is. Congratulations, Francisco.
I'm sure he is in something recent.
I love how you're happy that he knows who Bob Newhart is, but you aren't surprised that I know who Bob Newhart is.
Well, you didn't make a reference of not knowing who Jim J. Bullock was, so that's where I was coming from.
So I just want to circle back on something Suzanne said.
Yeah.
Not only did they disrespect Jim J. Bullock by not featuring him more, they got his name spelt wrong in the credits.
Did they?
Really?
Yes.
Suzanne pointed this out. Tell him, Suzanne.
Yeah, we were watching the credits at the very end. I don't know. I believe the credits in the front. I don't know if they got it right there, but they for sure, like in the scroll, they got it wrong. It doesn't say Jim. It just says J.M. J. Bullock. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Jim Bullock.
Oh, how funny.
And so I asked Jason, is that how he spells his name? Maybe he was being odd. And
Yeah.
I don't know. And
did it have the second J in between? Because on the commentary, Mel Brooks just called him Jim Bullock, not Jim J. Bullock. So,
I think it did.
Okay.
So
his name is spelled J-I-M regardless.
No, that's true. I was just curious. Yeah.
In IMDb for Jim J. Bullock, it says Prince Valium as JMJ. Bullock. So
that's right.
So I mean, maybe they just list it that way because that's how it shows up in the credits. But I don't know. Maybe he was going by
weird. Someone starts scouring the IMDb trivia to see if that was done on purpose.
Yeah, it's pretty odd.
And
I'm actually surprised it didn't have wackier credits because this is the kind of movie to do that with.
I was disappointed in that. Too. That was on my dislikes that didn't make it.
You will all be surprised. I did a look for Bob Newhart, and guess what? He's not in this movie.
Guess
I checked for Bill Murray too, and I didn't see it. So I'm like, well, I guess I was wrong.
Yes.
I saw Jim J. Bullock live last year. 2 years
cool.
ago.
A couple years ago, we went to a play.
Oh, I'm jealous.
I'm thumbing through the little program, and I say, Jim J. Bullock. Jim J. Bullock's in this. And I got all excited. I'm looking around, Jim J. Bullock's in the show. And no one, Suzanne knew who he was, but no one was like, what?
Oh, no.
I was in an audience full of Franciscos, I feel like.
But apparently he does live theater.
That's funny.
He was great. That's what he's doing now.
All right,
yeah, he was fantastic in it too.
Yeah, he really was.
Like Carl Winslow, not Carl Winslow. Sorry, that's Family Matters. What's the Winslow guy? Sorry,
Michael Winslow.
Michael Winslow. That's it. He's another underutilized actor.
I was waiting for a Die Hard reference.
So Zabe, you like to cut me to pieces there. Why don't you tell me something you would have cut from this movie?
Well, I feel bad because my dislike is going to go in direct opposition to someone on the panels here, Classic Maker.
Oh,
and that is the cast.
Oh, yeah. Really?
So while I loved most of them, I did not care for Bill Pullman as the main lead guy.
Star?
I didn't care for him for Lone Star. I really didn't.
What would you have rather had?
Well, we were doing some thought on that, and I would rather have had somebody. I don't know. He's not funny. Bill Pullman's not like a comedic actor, really.
I don't think he was humor. Necessarily meant to be that way, though.
Well, then why are they giving him jokes to say?
Because I thought he was fine.
I thought,
but he's delivering them. But he's delivering them kind of deadpan.
He stands out as the dead weight. He is the weakest link.
Oh, really? I would recast several others before recasting
How
him.
dare you speak so ill of the President of the United States?
Well, he should stick to playing presidents of the United States and not wacky cowboys, because he doesn't come off that way to me. Again, we're kind of splitting hairs here, and we're nitpicking because the movie is fantastic. If you didn't ask me to find something wrong with this, I would say I have nothing wrong with it.
So would you replace him with Jim J. Bullock?
I was going to say, who do you replace him with?
I would replace him with a Jason Bateman.
Okay.
Or
he would have been too young.
Around back then, making movies.
Yeah,
yeah,
sure
he did seasons too.
Yeah, he's in his late 20s by 1987.
May I suggest
Michael J. Fox?
No, Pat
the other Teen
Morita.
Wolf. Who?
Oh, slam dunk, right?
Did you say Pat Morita?
Oh yeah, I did.
Mr. Miyagi.
Yes. He's comedic. He's very funny.
Okay, let's not go too crazy
If
here.
you had said Daniel from Karate Kid, I might have agreed with you, but he's too young.
Anyway, anyone else, Zabe, or was it pretty much just Bill Pullman?
Well,
I didn't really care for what's her face in it either.
Vespa?
Daphne.
Like
Daphne Zuniga.
Yeah.
she's not that great.
She
in it
didn't
either. Like
do it for me.
she didn't do it for me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Suzanne has a great list of people to replace her with. Who do you replace her with, Suzanne?
Karen.
My first choice was actually Elizabeth Shue.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You know who
He
I
would've
would
been my
replace the
first
two
choice.
main stars with? Let's Princess Bride this.
Carrie Elways and
Carrie
Robin
Elwes.
Wright.
Harry Elwes.
Yes,
Yeah.
Carrie Elways and
100%.
Robin Wright. Get the
That'd be pretty good.
I'll take that.
It came out the same year.
yeah.
Other
This
funny
could have been the
choices?
follow-up.
My other funny choice of pairing up again would be Judge Reinhold and Phoebe Cates.
Oh, that would be interesting. That would be funny.
I can see
I
that.
think Phoebe Cates would do
Oh
it
yeah,
well.
definitely.
Yeah.
How about Gene Wilder?
Bates.
No.
I know names,
Wilder.
but don't know why
He's a
they're
little
being
too
put in
old.
here.
I think.
It's interesting in the commentary. Mel Brooks said that he had wished that Gene Wilder was working with him at that point. He would have had Gene Wilder play Yoda and
Yogurt.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
President Scroob, but it would have been called somebody else at that time. But that would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Would have been great.
Sure. Gene Wilder elevates everything he's in.
Gene Wilder. Actually, I do think Gene Wilder would have been great for both of those roles.
Indeed. But Nathan, what's something that wasn't great about this movie for you?
I will admit, while these jokes were still funny for me, there are some jokes in this that just will not land, particularly, I think, with younger people. Like, as much as I absolutely...
Sorry, sir. Doing my best.
Who made that man a gunner? I did, sir. He's my cousin.
Francisco, let Nathan talk.
Don't cue me then.
I know. I should be used to interruptions by now.
These
you,
aren't
Jimmy.
cues for you,
Anyway.
Francisco.
Anyway, now, as much as I adore the whole, watching the movie to figure out where they need to go to find the heroes, the fact that it's an entire cabinet of VHSs, I do think some people, some younger people are going to look at that and be like, what the heck is that? Probably haven't seen a VHS
It's
their
back
entire
now,
lives.
baby. All
Yeah,
the
they're coming
VHSs
back.
are on eBay for gold now.
Yeah.
Well,
the
yeah,
younger
but guess who's buying them?
Yeah, but-
Millennials and people older than millennials.
Yeah, their parents and grandparents. They'll know. They'll know what's up.
I'm just saying, it's stuff like that's a little out of date. Very much of its time. I think some of the music is probably gonna, although the music kind of coming back too with the younger people, but just some things would probably be viewed as a little too out of date. I think it's still funny, but I don't suffer from chronological snobbery.
Fair.
Yeah,
Very
I
fair.
said it.
What's with you, man? Come on.
You know what? I'm going to get back to you. Oh, look, you fell for that too. Paul, what's something you didn't like before we get to our tragic makers?
So watching this in the 4K was really noticeable. The blue screen effects for me. And it was really surprising that ILM did the effects.
Yeah.
Now, they did like the miniatures and all that, I think still worked fine, but it was really noticeable, like when the characters were against the blue screen, let's say like the space background.
Yeah.
All the foreground characters, it had the film grain on it, but in the space didn't have any film grain on it.
Yeah.
And it was very noticeable when they did things like that. So unfortunately, watching it this day and age, because they released it in 4K, it's easier to see these things that take me out of the movie.
I will say, and this speaks to, I think, what you said, where they did well with the miniatures. That explosion of Mega Maid was beautiful. I felt like that was better than the Star Destroyer. It was like, the Death Star. It was just like so good.
Mega Maid is why I'm here.
Okay.
Because Mega Maid is kind of a kaiju, or at least I'm not.
I can see that. Yeah,
it's a transformer.
Awesome. Well, let's get to our tragic makers, the things we hate most about Spaceballs, and let's begin with. I'm going to begin with Paul this time. What's your tragic?
Okay,
maker?
Well, much like Zabe, my tragic maker is somebody else's classic maker.
Oh, okay.
Oh no,
and that is my own. It's that. I said the comedy is my classic maker because, and a lot of the comedy is so quotable.
There's two sides to every Schwartz. You got the classic side, the tragic side.
Yes.
No,
I got the
upside and the downside.
I know.
Sir.
I'm applying it, guys. I'm riffing. Come on.
So for my tragic maker, I'm gonna play the prude card as I do sometimes, and a lot of this movie is so quotable. But as someone who tries not to cuss, that's hard to do when quoting a lot of the funniest lines in this movie.
Sure.
I'm surrounded by a-holes.
Right. So I think, unfortunately, for me, that's the hardest part for this movie. For me.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
A lot of the swear words in it are kind of superfluous too. Like they don't really add a whole lot.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Not all of them, of course.
Man, you need that.
Yeah, 100%.
You need that.
You need the
100%.
a-hole thing. You need the a-hole. It's not funny without the a-holes.
So, some of them do totally, but a lot of them are like, that's a little unusual. They chose to just include that.
Yes, absolutely.
Even the F word wasn't necessary.
Right.
I forgot there was an F-bomb in this movie.
Wait, where was the F word? I don't remember that.
It's right before he says nothing works in the future.
Yeah. It's
which
throwaway line.
Oh,
yeah, which tells me that apparently even the PG-13 rating existed in 1987.
Yes,
this
but
is a
I
PG
bet you
movie. I guess they were.
It is so quickly said and so low that.
Yeah, I didn't even notice it was
almost
said, so.
that I don't think the MPAA caught it.
Yeah,
I think you're allowed one F-bomb in a PG-13 movie.
Yeah, you are, but this is a PG movie from 1987, and the PG-13 rating existed. If this movie was released now, it'd be PG-13.
Mel Brooks knows a guy. What do you want to say?
And I think you're allowed up to 3 now, by the way.
Nathan?
No, I don't. I think it's still 1, and it can't be in reference to sex.
Nathan,
how many am I allowed on this podcast?
Yeah,
0.
Oh,
Nathan, what is your tragic maker for Spaceballs?
That I never watched this movie without dealing with trauma until today.
Sure. Okay. That's fair.
I was just like, why would I do that? Because I don't want this to be the cycle. I deal with trauma. I have to watch Spaceballs. I don't want to be Pavlov's dog with this. I need to break this. Although I felt like we've been dealing with trauma after watching the movie because nothing has worked this podcast.
Well, yeah, but we're moving along.
Yeah, we're moving along. So it's kind of a meta, very appropriate for this movie. It's kind of a meta tragic maker.
Okay.
Are you saying that us here on the podcast are kind of like the stunt doubles?
Yes.
There's a real Retro Rewind podcast episode being filmed somewhere else where everything's
exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
You idiots. These are not them. You've captured their stunt doubles.
Is that the same guy from Groundhog's Day?
Yes.
Okay.
This was the 3rd time I've sat down and watched this movie. The first time was when I was recovering from an eye injury. The second time was after a car accident.
Oh.
By the way, all these websites I'm looking up, they all say that the F word can only be used once in PG-13. So they're wrong too. No, I'm wrong probably.
Oh, you're wrong. You said 3 times. I said it could be used once.
Right.
In reference to sex.
Yes. Thank you for explaining.
Anyway, let's move on. Suzanne, what's your tragic maker?
Well, I think we pretty much covered it. I agree that I think that the casting is spectacular, with the exception of the two leads. I would like to see them just a little bit stronger.
The two
I'm not saying that.
Oh, leads. Yeah. Okay.
I'm not saying that I think that Bill Pullman or Daphne Zuniga did a poor job, because I think that they did fantastic. I just think
it could have been better.
It could have been a little bit better.
Pat Morita and Phoebe Cates.
Pat Morita is a little bit. I think he was graying at that time, right? It might have been a little weird to have a graying.
I think it's fine.
Okay.
Pat Morita for yogurt.
As someone graying myself, I think it's fine. Continue,
so, I don't know. I think when you're acting next to John Candy, I kind of feel like you need to step up your game.
I could see
you
that.
Need to come with full guns blazing, full Schwartzes.
All right, that's the first good argument I've heard against it, but that's a good one. Yeah.
So, and you have others too. You have, you're going alongside Rick Moranis and Mel Brooks. Also, you got to bring your A game. What you guys could have been a little bit better.
Yeah, step up, Colonel Sanders.
So this one just came to me as a possibility. What do you guys think of Val Kilmer as Lone Star?
Young Val Kilmer, actually, yeah, I could see that.
The
question is, does he have comedic chops?
So he's got comedic chops. We've seen it.
Oh yeah, that's right. He was in Top Secret. I forgot.
Yeah, I was about to say that he's better than the John Cusack pull that I was gonna. Yeah,
he's a little bit older too, which would be fine. But you'd have to cast him. I think the Princess Vespa's maybe a little too young to go up with him. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, maybe.
I think so. With a Val Kilmer, I think he's a little bit old. That might be a little bit old.
This is Willow Mad-Mardigan time.
How old was she in this movie?
She was old enough to go against Mad-Mardigan.
Yeah.
No, because that's how old he was. That's when Willow came out.
I was about to look up, and see if Bill Pullman had any comedy experience.
She was 25
before this, and I have just discovered this was only the second movie Bill Pullman was ever in.
Right?
Oh,
yeah, he did a lot of theater stuff.
Oh, okay.
Before his first movie was Ruthless People,
right?
Which is labeled a black comedy on Wikipedia.
That's a comedy.
Yeah,
directed by David Zucker.
But regardless. So lots of you guys don't like the casting of or I should say Zabe and Suzanne don't like the casting of the main two. Totally get that. Zabe, I'm sorry, I don't think that was your tragic maker though, or was it? Maybe I'm getting confused.
It pretty much was. It's the same thing.
Okay, then my bad. I just didn't mark that. So that just leaves my tragic maker. Okay, guys. I mean yours were fine and all. But this is where the real tragic makers are made.
Oh no.
So we're talking about realism, how there's a lot of silliness, yes, but some of the things are just I cannot suspend my disbelief. So we got Spaceballs, climbing ladders in space without oxygen. Spaceballs, press the what? Oh, President Scroob, his head and arms are backwards, not just his head. Spaceballs, trees and mountains and snow, going right back to the place they were when the Mega Man goes from suck to blow. So those
what part of going from suck to blow don't you understand, Francisco?
Why would it go right back to the right place?
Yeah, that's how that's
how blow works.
Funny.
That's how you terraform all planets. Come on.
No, terraforming's done with nuclear reactors like in Aliens.
That's another way.
It's done with photon torpedoes.
Total Recall, guys.
No, it's the search for Spock in the Genesis
That's how you
project.
terraform.
That's what I just said.
Torpedoes, right.
Anyway, so I that's probably very particular to me, but those things I'm just like, really? You're just going to walk out in space? Really? The trees are going to go. I realize you're reversing the footage. I know what you're doing, but it's like.
It's funny.
wasn't funny to me. So those are our tragic makers for Spaceballs. But now that we've entered all our trajectories into the firing computer, Alice, you have a firing solution for us.
Firing solution complete. Rating salvo armed and ready to fire on your mark.
All righty. Do we rate Spaceballs? No, it's a Spaceballs. Spaceballs. Do we rate it classic, nostalgic, or tragic? No. We're gonna start with our guess, and then we'll go to Francisco and Paul. Spaceballs. The final rating, it's a Spaceballs. Okay. Paul's like burying his head. He's like, what is happening? Okay. So, yes, I know you rate nostalgic, Ashley. Let's begin with our guest as we like to. Do we rate Spaceballs a classic? We recommend anyone go see this, whether or not you've seen it before. In nostalgic, it's worth seeing if you remember liking it as a kid, but if you've never seen it before, leave it that way. Or do we rate it a tragic? It's not worth anyone's time today. If you've never seen it before, keep it that way. And if you have seen it before, don't sully any good memories you might have of it with a rewatch. So, Nathan, you had predicted classic. Where did it end up for you?
Spaceballs, the classic. This is still funny to me. I think it's funnier now with how much Star Wars has exploded in the years since then. I think it was a little bit prescient, especially with the merchandise, because let's be honest, that was happening back in the 80s. It's gotten even crazier now that Disney owns Star Wars. Let's be honest. So I'm amazed that we haven't gotten a sequel until now.
Sure.
I remember reading a blog post way back in the day that was basically somebody wrote out a script for a trailer for Spaceballs 2, The Search for More Money. That was The Phantom Menace. Calm down about The Phantom Menace, okay? Gee whiz, man. You want to talk about PTSD? Jeez. Sure, Spaceballs is a better Star Wars movie than Phantom Menace. Got it. But, and it's Mel Brooks. Mel Brooks is rarely not funny. And, yeah, I know some people
the animated series.
That I haven't. I know some people rank this as one of his weaker movies, but I'm going to be honest with you. Mel Brooks's weaker movies are funnier than most other Hollywood comedies.
Fair.
I said it.
All right. So that was a classic, right?
Yes.
Okay. Suzanne, you had predicted nostalgic. I think you were the only one who predicted lower than classic. So, but where did it end up for you? Did it stay nostalgic or go up or down?
This is tough.
Ooh,
this is really, really tough.
Tragic. All right. Good. Zabe. No, I'm kidding. No, go for it, please.
I have two sides of me that want to argue about this.
Okay.
Because the second that I land and decide is
the upside and the downside.
Yeah, that the other side of the Schwartz comes out and says, "But wait,
there's more."
Yeah, I think ultimately I want to stick with nostalgic.
Okay. Right. Very fair. Very fair.
But with an asterisk, on it.
Okay.
And that asterisk is, let's see what they do with it. Let's see whether or not a sequel is a total fail.
Oh,
because
okay.
I think that it has the potential to really be. So the reason why I say nostalgic is because your qualifier for nostalgic is, can you go get someone randomly off the street, sit them down in your living room and show them this movie and expect them to really love it? And I really feel like
it's not
for
everyone.
Spaceballs, it's 50-50 at best.
Okay.
And you got to get the right person. Like, it's probably not going to go well with today's sense of humor. There just aren't comedies that are made like this anymore.
No.
And so getting people to appreciate that makes me say it's pretty nostalgic. It's for us who remember it fondly and still love it when we see it, because I absolutely do.
Yeah.
But I think it has the ability to become classic and relevant
if the sequel could.
There's a way in for a younger audience.
I will say this. I will say this about the sequel. There was actually some news about it just today.
Uh-oh.
And because most of the cast they can bring back. Bill Pullman is still around. Mel Brooks is still around. Rick Moranis is coming out of retirement to be in this movie. That tells you something. The one we can't get back is John Candy.
And Joan
He's
Rivers.
no longer with us. However,
oh right, I read this too.
They got I was like, "Who are we going to get around it or whatever?
Right.
What are we going to do about this?"
John Goodman, the next John.
Nope.
Yeah, no, close though.
I thought it was his son.
Chris Candy, his son, son. And I'm like, is he going to be the son of Barf? No, he's going to be Barf himself. And I'm like, you know what? I approve of this. I like, so that gives me hope that they know what they're doing with this.
I would have made him son
He's
of
a bit
Barf,
young.
but okay.
Hopefully they can age him like everyone else has aged. So
exactly.
I mean, he's half man, half dog. They could make a joke about how he ages in dog years.
So he'd be even older.
Yeah,
well, that's true. But they could just like, he's a Mog. He doesn't age the same as humans.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you gonna say someone
who tried? We still have Joan Rivers around, right?
No, she died.
No.
She died. So we can't have we can't have Dot Matrix. That's a great name, by the way. That's another one of those jokes that won't make sense to a lot of people nowadays.
But you could have her daughter as well.
True.
Does she sound like her?
A little bit.
AI can help with that.
I mean, no one exactly sounds
not?
like her. She has a very distinct voice. So
yeah.
But at times, I think she can emulate,
Yeah.
Paul, I think you were going to say something, but then I want to get to Zabe's rating.
No, as someone who tried to watch the animated series and couldn't get past the first episode, I don't have high hopes for the second
movie
film.
Okay, that's very fair. Zabe, you had predicted a classic, so you had high hopes for this movie, Spaceballs. What was your final rating?
Spaceballs is a stone cold classic.
Stone cold
100%
classic.
Stone cold classic. So Suzanne says, oh, it's kind of 50-50 whether if you watch this with someone who's never seen it before, whether they like it. And for me, it's 100% when people watch it with me, because if they don't like it, they're not in my house. I'm kicking them out.
Oh,
they don't need to be here.
You play the Wilhelm screen and they launch out the house.
That's right. That's right. We need an ejector seat on the couch cushion next to me, and they're gone. So you're right, Suzanne. The litmus test of this is, can someone who has never seen it before still like it and still enjoy it? Our 13-year-old daughter watched this twice with us now. Wow. She liked it both times.
Nice.
She's biased.
She's awesome.
We have biased her from birth.
No, I think
that's how you
fire up right.
Sounds like you're raising her right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 100%.
Kids don't just know the right thing. We have to teach them. So good job. Right. Okay. So before we get to me and Paul's ratings, I'd like to go to you, our Reflex Capacitors, the people that support this show and support the creative endeavors we're doing. Thank you so much. And you collectively get to rate a contributor rating to these episodes, these movies and games. And you together rated this an overwhelming classic. It was some division, but overall, definitely a classic from our Reflex Capacitor. So that's 3 classics and a nostalgic. Paul?
Ooh, we can tie it, Francisco.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Paul.
Let's throw away whatever we really wanted to say.
Just for the sake of a tie, which makes our lives more miserable. Okay. You had predicted classic, Paul. What's your final rating?
Well, if I sit someone down and try to decide if they're going to like it or not, that's not my litmus test.
Okay.
Regardless of whether they like it or not, I'd still recommend it to anybody. So that's what I say is a classic.
Gotcha. So classic.
And we hold our definitions very loosely on this show.
Yeah. Except no, I guess I tend to I feel like I tend to be the strictest of us, but I've had my.
I know it's tragic or nothing.
That's right. So classic for you, Paul. And I'm not going to gild the lily at all. I think that's the term. I too predicted classic, and I too rated classic. I had so much fun watching this again. It was a blast, especially the Mega Man explosion part. That was a blast.
The Mega Man explosion.
Whatever. I'm wearing the Mega Man shirt, so it's on my mind. What do you want?
Nice.
Anyway,
it's like if you want to play a game.
There you go. But according to the Retro Rewind podcast, with 5 classics and nostalgic, we rate Spaceballs a disputed classic film. We'd recommend anyone go see it, whether or not they've seen it before. But now it's time to get back to our own time. Good old 20XX.
ComSat Online. Awaiting incoming transmissions.
Oh, feels good to be back, but we wouldn't have been able to travel back to 1987 to begin with if it weren't for our amazing reflux capacity. You know, the people that vote on this movie to make it a classic, including Deborah Powers, Geek Devotions, Drew of the Cellcast, Ashley Ruiz, Kennethan, Fabulous Lomax, That's Our Babo, D. Tungsten, Daryl Hafner, Cool Deluxe, Destiny's Big Deal Warford, Flux, Redeemed Otaku, in addition to 2 other awesome patrons as well. Thank you so much for keeping the gigawatts coming. And if you want to help us keep flying and get bonus content for your generosity, head over to retrorewindpodcast.com/support to start.
Sir?
What is it?
Can I talk to you for a minute, please, sir?
Well?
I'm having trouble with the radar, sir.
You don't need that, Private. We're right here. Now what is it?
I'm having trouble with the radar, sir.
Now what is it?
I'm having trouble with the radar, sir.
Well, what's wrong with it?
I've lost the bleeps, I've lost the sweeps, and I've lost the sponsorship of PaulJPowers.com.
It's a good thing this stream hasn't.
So, Francisco.
Yes, Paul.
Are there any ways to support the stream that doesn't cost any money?
Yes, there are. In fact, Paul, there's one key way you can.
Is that by donating money?
You said ways you don't have to spend money. So I was going to share that.
Yeah, but money makes the world go round.
Oh my
It provides
goodness.
air for our shields.
So if you listening right now, by the way, you're awesome. If you're listening and you made it this far, you've probably enjoyed this episode. So if you aren't driving, tap the share icon in your podcast player and send this episode to a friend saying, I know you like Spaceballs, so I thought you would enjoy this podcast where they talk about it and have fun doing so.
Cool. And I'll bet they'll thank you for it.
Well, yeah, why wouldn't they?
And speaking of thanking people, we want to give a big Spaceball hug to Nathan Marchin, Susan, and Jason Zabo. Zabo. I said it wrong. I went Zabo.
You put your Suzanne's first name and last name.
Wait.
That's our Zabo.
I did? All right. I'm so sorry, Suzanne. Zabo. We also want to give a big Spaceball hug to Nathan Marchand. Is that your name? Did I say it right? Okay, good.
Yes.
Suzanne Zabo and Jason Zabo for supporting us with their thoughts on what? Did I say it wrong?
No, but he goes by Zabe, not Jason.
All right, sorry, I'm reading the notes. That's right. Sorry. Take 5.
I mean, I've only told you guys this like 6 times.
I know. I'm reading off the script.
I only introduced him that one time at the very beginning. That's it.
Cool. And I'll bet they'll thank you for it. Speaking of thanking people, we want to give a big Spaceball hug to Nathan Marchand, Suzanne, and Zabo for supporting us with their thoughts about Spaceballs. And we like to go in alphabetical order, so let's start with Nathan. How can people find you online? Is there anything cool you got going on that they should check out?
I'm always working on something. But yes, I am Nathan Marchand, the host and curator of the Monster Island Film Vault, a podcast seeking entertainment and enlightenment through tokusatsu. If you want to dive deeper into kaiju and tokusatsu movies, we're talking about giant monsters and Japanese special effects films. Go give that a listen. It is both academic and entertaining. And I have been told even by people with ADHD that I can keep their attention even when the episodes get long, which happens a lot on that show.
You hear that?
Also
Monster Island Film Vault can cure ADHD.
Yeah, there you go. I also
not guaranteed.
Yeah, not guaranteed. Also a fellow member of Culture Box. And the other show I do is Henshin Power V3, which is also a member of Culture Box. That is a podcast where three friends have 3 minutes to talk about tokusatsu. That one is focused on television. I co-host it with my friends Christopher Reiner and Jay Cambrick. We have 3 minutes to talk about 5 to 10 episodes of television apiece. And Henshin is the Japanese word for transform. So as long as it has a transforming superhero, we consider it eligible to be on our podcast.
Like
so
Spaceballs.
Yeah, not Spaceballs, but something else that's on your soundboard, pauljpowers.com. Hit it. He-Man.
And the Masters of the Universe.
I'm also an author, so you can go check out my author website, nathanjsmarchand.com, where you can keep up with everything that I have going on over there. I will hopefully have the first of several new books in the next year coming out in a couple of months. My next one will be a short story collection with a bunch of unpublished short stories from spanning my entire writing career called The Worlds of Nathan Marchand, Volume 2, Tales of the Lost and Lonely. So I think that's all the most pertinent things I could get into. Oh, I'm also a member of the Scyther podcast stable of actors. It is a fan group that makes high quality, professional sounding audio dramas based on superhero properties. You can hear me as Rito on Power Rangers, the audio drama, Johnny Storm, baby, on Avengers, the audio drama, and of all people, Deadpool on X-Men, the audio drama.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm through toying with you, He-Man.
All right. And Suzanne, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your thoughts. And your husband, Zabe, who I like to pick on because he's such a dear friend. Thank you for joining us. Where can people find you online? Is there anything you got going on that people should check out?
I got a podcast.
What?
Cool.
You got podcast?
Just kidding. Yeah, I got a podcast too, guys.
That's what happens when Mega Man defeats Podcast Man.
What is that podcast, Zabe? Why don't you tell us about it?
Why, thank you, Francisco. I think I will. It's called Who Will Save Generation X? It's a trivia game show podcast. We like to say we are saving the pop culture of Generation X from being forgotten through games, trivia, and friends. Much like the two friends I got on this podcast that I'm on right now with Francisco and pauljpowers.com. They make several appearances and actually take over as guest hosts on one episode. So if anyone's interested in seeing your two favorite hosts of this podcast on my podcast and see them duke it out and with the trivia knowledge that they both have, come find out at whowillsavegenx.com.
Hold on. Am I the only non-Gen Xer in this episode?
Yeah, I guess you are. Yeah,
Yes.
sorry.
I think
Yes, you are.
Because I'm very much a Gen Xer. Ask anyone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, baby. Yeah.
All four of us Gen Xers, right, Francisco?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I feel like it's kind of the competitions. They're fun that me and Paul were on. They're fun, but I mean it's kind of a blowout. So I don't know if it's going to be all that.
You heard it.
I was waiting for a suck joke there, but okay.
Oh, that would have been more appropriate. Okay, so yeah, and I just want to say thank you again, Nathan, Suzanne, Zabe, and my awesome Spaceball friend Paul, and you Rewinder, whether you're new or old, for another fun voyage. We also want to thank Alutrick for enhancing our music. Find him at alutrick.bandcamp.com or youtube.com/@Alutrick. That's spelled ALLOOUTRICK, then the number 8266 for the YouTube. So thank you so much to him.
Thank you all indeed. And you can find me. I am pauljpowers.com. You can find me at pauljpowers.com, where I have all my social media links. You can find out what I've been up to lately at pauljpowers.com.
Thank you, Paul. And you can find me on our Discord for show announcements or just to say hi. Join us there at retrorewindpodcast.com/Discord.
This podcast is a proud member of Culture Box, a curated collection of podcasts, videos, and articles that will provide you a balanced meal of content. You will find culture celebrated for its past and future, satirized for its extremes, explored in study, and created anew in story. Point your web browser to culturebox.media.
As your father's brother's nephew's cousin's former roommate just said, we are now part of Culture Box Media Network. Find all the shows unpacking truth through story, comedy, and geekery at culturebox.media.
Thank you, EXO, and thank you for listening. We pray you are more joyful today than when you first hit play. But like a Pokemon, we gotta catch you all for Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, as we start our series of 4 Star Wars movies. Our next big adventure on the Retro Rewind podcast.
Retro Rewind mission complete. Proceed to base to await next mission.
Thanks. Well, we better get going. I wonder, will we ever see each other again?
Who knows? God willing, we'll all meet again in Spaceballs 2. The search for more money. Goodbye, Lone Star.
Goodbye, Yogurt. Thanks.
You're welcome. And may the Schwartz be with you.